So today on Life Tools for Men, we're going to be talking about why you hate your job. Let's talk. So the story for most of you guys is that you went to school, you went to college for 4 years. You had this plan of working on this awesome job. You were going to get the job that was going to make your dad happy, that was going to make your family proud, that was going to allow you to make, 80 to 130 a year, support your family, have a nice house in the suburbs, all of that junk that is the American dream, right? And so you got there, right? You did all the stuff. You went to college, you graduated, you got the job you wanted, you got the house, got the family, right? It's a perfect little dream. But there's just one problem. You completely hate what you do. And you've only been there like a couple of years, right? This is what everyone likes to call disillusionment. You were disillusioned because this thing that you thought was going to be so great and so fulfilling just isn't. And so what do you do about that? What do you do about being in a place you completely hate? And not only that, being in an environment, being in a job that you don't like. And then on top of that, imagining working there the next 40 years until you finally retire. That sounds like hell, right? I agree. I went through this very same thing myself. Not so much I didn't have the typical white picket fence American dream, but I did have a very steady plan for my life, and none of it went the way I thought. I ended up working at a local retail place for like 5 years and bounced around to different jobs. And in each one had people that loved what they did. And they were willing to stay there for years and years and years. But at each place, I just found myself completely unhappy with what I was doing. It wasn't mine. It's like it was chosen for me. That's what I felt. And I think that's what a lot of people feel like. They feel like their futures are chosen for them. Like they want it in the beginning, right? If your family say, hey, I want you to go, your dad's an accountant, right? You're going to go be an accountant at this big firm and different stuff like that. And so you work really hard and you get there. And once you're there, you're like, man, this kind of sucks. Like, why would I want to spend the rest of my life doing this? And that's because you never took the time to actually pick that for yourself. You just thought that was going to be an easy way to make good money, to take care of your family, and to have the life that you were probably used to living with while you were growing up. Like, I think it's so important. And if any of you guys are older and you rub shoulders with any college people, I think it's so important for college aged people, for young people, and they're like 18, 19, up to 20, 24, 25, to really look at their life, really step back, like evaluate themselves and go, what do I want? What do I want to attribute to the world? What do I want to contribute to society? And make decisions off of that. I think it's really sad I think it's really sad for these college students to get out of college and expect to live this really happy life and to get a job they hate and then owe like 40 grand in debt. That is just the epitome of stuck. Because now you can't, now what are you going to do? You paid all this money to have this diploma and like for this certain job, like you can't just take it anywhere, right? And now, like, and the only way to actually pay it off is to actually stay in that job. And so that really sucks. Some keys for that too. If any of you guys are finding yourself in that situation where you're just feeling completely stuck with where you're at, I encourage you to make a plan. I think this is the biggest thing. So you're only stuck as long as you are sitting there reeling in it, right? You're only stuck as much as you're not thinking about a way to get out of it, if that makes any sense. So if you're finding yourself in that place where you're just stuck, like there's no way, like you owe so much debt, there's really not a good way to exit your job without going bankrupt, which I don't advise. Like, start making a plan. Maybe it's a 3-year plan, right? Maybe you start looking at a budget and go, okay, if I live like a dog for the next 3 years, and put all of my paychecks, say if you get paid $80,000 a year, if you put like, 3/4, I know it's a lot, but if you put 75% of your paycheck, that's doable, right? Maybe you have to move back home. I know I've done a video on getting the heck out of the basement, getting out of your parents' house, but like I said then, like having a plan that's not the same as just living in the moment and letting life happen to you. You have to happen to life. And so get a plan together. You're not stuck. Attribute 75% of your paycheck to paying off your student loans. If you do 80 a year, geez, 80 a year, 75% of that, 75% of your take home, not 75% obviously of the 80. Like you can pay off your debt probably within a year or two. And be just fine. And so be creative. No, get a side gig, do something. And if you're married, you guys are going to have to get together on this. Like, say, hey, we're going to partner up on this. We're going to kill this thing. That way you can get the heck out of that job you hate. And there's different circumstances. Some people, they hate their job because they actually don't like themselves and they're very insecure and they don't believe in themselves. And so you need to self-evaluate. You need to take a step back, breathe, and go and then start doing some self-talk. We've talked about that before. Like, okay, like what is it that I want? What about this isn't fulfilling me? And what is it that I want to pursue? And start figuring out those things. Write those down. Have them on a board somewhere and start taking your time. By no means am I saying, hey, you hate your job. Hey, go quit it tomorrow. That's really stupid. Like that's not. And some of you might be led to do that. And if you're in a healthy spot in your life to do that, that's fine. I just recently quit a job I couldn't stand to actually start my own business, part of this. And so, you can do that, but that came out of a very healthy place. I spent about a year planning before that happened. And me and my wife are on the same page through it all. So there's a lot of healthy communication, a lot of healthy time to go by to actually figure it out. So don't just jump and expect good things to happen. That's not a smart way to do anything. That's a pretty dumb and immature. People that do that are just trying to escape hard things, and you can't just run from hard things. You have to kind of stand your ground, push through them, and fight them. That's how you get the best results. So just like figure out, like make a plan of what you want to do. Say in a year, I want to start my own business, or in a year, I actually want to be over here. I think I actually want to go get my degree in something else. Like start making a plan, figure out what you want to do with your life and do it. Like there's nothing stopping you, right? I hate the stuck feeling. Like my heart breaks for so many guys out there that I know just feel stuck in what they do. Like they have to do this the rest of their life. And that's not true. That's a lie. You are not stuck and have to do that the rest of your life. If you absolutely hate it, you need to figure out a plan to make things better, to figure out what you want to do and what is going to bring you joy, right? And some of that might be, I'm glad to talk to you through that and figure stuff out. I'm very good at that. That's why I do this. But yeah, just make a plan. Get going on that. So like always, guys, if you want to talk, we can talk. You can go to talktowes.com. You can schedule an appointment there. I'd love to chat about this stuff with you all. Help you to figure out, like where you're at. We would look at the whole scope of where you're at right now, where you want to be, and what you want to contribute. And we could build a plan off of that. We could build a 2 to 3 year plan to get you where you want to be. It's really simple. I say this all the time, but people, literally, all of us, we're just one conversation away from finding the solutions to our problems. A lot of us, we just need a process with someone. You just need to talk with someone who's equipped to be able to help lead you down certain paths. That way you can figure out what you want to do. You're not stuck. You're not hopeless. Like you still have a whole bunch of time and you're still well within the game. So let's figure some of that stuff out. So guys, please, share this stuff on your social media. Share the podcast with friends. Share the YouTube video with friends, please. Subscribe to both if you can. That would be awesome. It helps me get the message out there, and it helps other guys get help, right? There's a lot of us out there that are just struggling, and they don't have to be. And we're going to fix that. Us together as a community, we're going to fix that. So it's going to take all of us to rally together and do this. So please share this, talk about it. Send people to my website. They can kind of see how the process goes and stuff like that. And it'll be good. Awesome. You guys have a good week. Talk to you soon.